I bought the LEGO Star Wars Mandalorian Starfighter. Hello everyone, it is I, Republic Studs, and today, yes, I bought the Mandalorian Starfighter. So it's 75316, the Mandalorian Starfighter, coming in with 544 pieces, selling for $59.99 US, and 3 minifigures, and it is absolutely epic. Now, before we get into all of it, I am going to ask you all to smash that like button, turn it blue. It helps out the channel a ton. It promotes the videos out to others. And I really just want to see you guys interact with it and press the like button, okay? If you want the set, press the like button. If you don't want it, press the like button. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Make it turn blue. Now, without a doubt, this is the most anticipated, one of the most anticipated sets of 2021. Now in this we get 3 figures. We get Gar Saxon, Katan, and the Mandalorian Loyalist, all of which we're going to get into in a bit. But first off, let's get into a hyperlapse. If you want to skip that, we'll have little time cards down below, so feel free to skip that or watch it through. I don't know, whichever you want, listen to the tunes. Let's get right on into that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so to start off, here is the beautiful box art. Now, you will notice a few features. Obviously, you have a beautiful Mandalorian sky. You will notice there is a little Mandalorian fighter in the background there. You'll also notice a great depiction of the 3 minifigures, and also a beautiful overall just design aesthetic. I think it looks really good. I believe that is the planet of Mandalore in the background. Now let's flip it to the back. Now, this particular version does have the pop-in little feature there, if you would see that, which is all fine and dandy. It gives you a little description of all the play features you get and the fighter standing upright, which is all fine and dandy. You also get some pistols, little set number there, and obviously there's the British version, so again, the pop-ins, there's no tape, but you probably will get the tape in this, and again, you will notice on the front that there are no piece numbers. And on the side of the box art, you get another great depiction of the set. And on the top, you will see a great picture of the minifigure scale version of Gar Saxon. So, the first minifigure we're going to be taking a look at today is Gar Saxon. Now, this figure is absolutely beautiful, and I absolutely love it. So let's take a closer look. So this minifigure is great. First off, you get this nice little Captain Rex style pistol, which is all fine and dandy. I am going to take the camera, and you're just going to take a closer look at all of the details. So first off, you notice there is some beautiful toe printing, which is great, and you will notice, all the printing is fantastic. You get great design, great looks. Obviously, one of the best parts of the set is that helmet. That helmet is absolutely stunning, and I absolutely love it. It just is a great mold. It's one of the first real diversions of Mandalorian helmets. Like, they haven't made too many different molds for them, and this is one of them, and it is great. Don't think it works on many other figures, but I think they did a good job. The big problem I have is compared to the real Gar Saxon, which I'll show a picture of right here. It is not pointed enough in the yellow eyes. The yellow eyes should have been more pointed. They nailed the rest of it. Good job, LEGO. Also, another point is the face print looks great, and then you can take that off like so, and you get a jetpack, by the way, back here, and you get some nice back printing, which was really generous, and they didn't have to do. But overall, this makes for an absolutely stunning figure, and kind of pointy, so make sure you never, ever step on him. And next up, we have the Mandalorian Loyalist. Now, this guy is super swell, and honestly, out of all the figures here, I was expecting the least out of him, but ended up getting the most shock value out of him. He is really, really cool. So again, he comes with 2 more of those Captain Rex Mandalorian pistols. I feel like that's what we should start calling them. And then you get some beautiful leg printing. Some of the best I think I've seen in LEGO, just in general. They look great. I really like the toe to belt printing. The belt merges fantastically, as you can see, with the minifigure, and it moves just into a great design. And then you move up to the helmet, and it looks absolutely stunning. I really love the little triangle design. Now, he again too does have back printing, but he does not have a face, which is mildly disappointing. And again, I totally would recommend you guys displaying these figures without their jetpacks, and just have them with their helmets on, because I think that's a little more chill look, and it works better when you're putting them in the ships. And you get the great look at the back printing. But this is a great figure. Now let's move into the most anticipated one. And next up, we have Bo-Katan. Now, Bo-Katan looks absolutely stunning. One of the best LEGO Star Wars minifigures, period. Now, I will say there are a few problems I have with it, which I'll get into right now and then just gush over the figure for the rest of the review. Maybe it's just me, but the helmet feels a little misaligned. I kind of wish for the female Mandalorians, they gave them a custom mold. I don't know why, I just feel like that would work better than the regular one. And you also see this line over here where the visor usually goes, and that just didn't work well for me. Maybe that's just a personal opinion, but I don't know. The rest of it looks great. It's all blue and dandy. She comes with a nice visor piece. Then you can also see Bo-Katan. Obviously, without a doubt, Bo looks great. You get this face print, which is her more angry, and then you can turn it around and you get her a little more happy. She does come with that beautiful design on her headpiece. You can see that there. And then you get this nice hairpiece. I think this probably was the best hairpiece they could have used. She also comes with those dual Mandalorian pistols, which I'll zoom in on right there. And the leg printing looks great. Reminds me a lot of Jango Fett. She again comes with this shiny back printing, and let's put her on with the helmet. Just a great and long overdue minifigure. This should have happened forever ago, and this also works well, with your Mandalorian ones. And finally, I will note, I'll just zoom in a little, and you will see some scarring on her Beskar plating, which is kind of cool, and I really appreciate, but this works pretty much for all eras of Star Wars. Now, let's get into the build. But before we take a look at that, I would like to take a look at the manual. Obviously, you get the whole design from the box art. You get a QR code on how to do it. You get some basic instructions. I will show you something pretty fun. So here it is. So there is an instruction that's supposed to go here. And the problem I had, and I spent forever on this, is they gave these pieces in the wrong section. They gave these pieces, this entire part of the instructions was supposed to be before that, because those pieces came in a different bag. This is a different instruction, and you need those to put on the wing, and it just, they don't include this part of the instructions at all. They just kind of completely goofed, which really stinks, this specific part right here, and it threw me off for a little while on my live stream. I think you might have seen that in the hyperlapse. But yeah, and then other than that, there is nothing much. You don't get any crazy advertisements in the back. You do get the Skywalker Saga, which is yet to be released. And the thing I like the most, I think, is back here, you get a great look at all the Clone Wars sets available, and you'll see a video on that very soon. Now, let's take a look at this beautiful, beautiful Starfighter. Now, to work our way from the front to the back, I would like to start off, obviously, with the little fangs of the Mandalorian Fang Fighter. You get some of these nice triangle pieces. It works really well, and then you're going to move up. You get some of these blasters, these little twin blaster cannons, and then you move up even further to the cockpit, which is the main area. And here is my first complaints. Now, when I give complaints or, criticisms, that does not mean it's a bad set. That does not mean I'm dunking on it. I just want to show some of the glaring problems with this. So there is indeed a huge gap. That is a ridiculous sized gap. Everyone's going to get sucked out into space if this was real. But anyway, so in order to fit your jetpack Mandalorians, you're going to want to take off their jetpacks and their blasters. You can only fit them in here like so. So you can fit two, I count it, two minifigures, and this one goes in backwards because they cannot face the back because the way the minifigures work. And I mean, you could theoretically do that. It's just, going to be very difficult. And then you could fit both of those guys in there like so, and it will close up just fine. You have a nice sticker here and there, and there's also, if you want to look, there's a little tiny control panel. I'll zoom in the best I can, but it is there, and it looks good in my opinion. I think they, did a good job with that. And then on next to them, on each side, you do have some beautiful looking stud shooters. You guys know how those work. I will feature them right now. You do have to swivel this a little bit, which, does take a second, but you could just go boom, or you could swivel it the other way, which we'll get into right now. But before we do get into that, I want to get into a glaring problem, and this is the angle this ship is leaning on. You will notice it is just kind of laying down. It is not doing well. And then you can also prop it up in this special position, and I'm going to try and do that to the best of my ability here, and it can prop up all nice. That's its landed position, but you'll notice the ship is still drooping here, and this is a big problem. That's a big no-no. And all you really need to do to fix this is get two 1x2 bricks, and all you have to do is just place them under this piece right here, like so, and you can pop them in, and it basically solves your problem. It looks a little clunky, but it makes the ship so much better, and it will also make it easier to review. While I'm mentioning this, a big problem, obviously I haven't, I'll tell you about this later, is all of this is not covered. It doesn't look great, not a huge fan, but however, now it is balanced, and I recommend everyone who buys this set do that, especially for displayability. However, it does not work when you're swiveling the thing, which is probably why they didn't put it in. You'll also notice a spring-loaded shooter on each side, and I'm going to basically put this ship down like so, and it will still work really well. There is a whole Technic system, and then I'll show you the back sides before we get into the next section. So you do have a spring-load shooter. I'll show you how that works. You just basically fire it off. It shoots like so, and you can take those out if you want. I'd personally recommend that. And then you can also go over here. There's some sticker detailing, which looks very nice. I really like it. You get this little blaster piece, which works out really well. There's almost a little view portal, so you can look out. You get another one. There's also, again, this detailing on the sticker, which is nice, and you get all the nice details. You also get up here this little brick formation. I'm not exactly sure what to call that, the gray thing. I don't even know. And then on the bottom, you do get some stands, which are very nice. Nothing too appealing looking. Overall, now I'd like to give my final thoughts on the set, and I think it is great. This is a fantastic set. 3 figures I thought was a little on the lower side, but it makes up for it in the build. This is one of the better LEGO Star Wars builds of recent times. Obviously, on a personal level, the big problem I have, obviously, is this entire side basically not being bricked, which sucks. It's just kind of like this opposite. But it does look nice on the other side, which is good. And the other big problem I had, as I addressed in the review, is that it does not, stand upright because it'll, lean down, on the table, which sucks. But, that's an easy fix. Generally speaking, it is great, as opposed to, say, the older Mandalorian Starfighters, where you could basically spin it around the center. Now you're basically spinning the center around the wings, which is certainly new, and, I'm welcome to it. It's just a little bit harder to play with. I don't think it's as easy and as fun to play with that way, but it's still interesting nonetheless. Now, between the figures and the build, the build obviously does have some glaring problems, but that doesn't take away from the overall great lookingness of it. It's a great shelf piece. I would give this set a solid 8.5 out of 10. The only reason I didn't, because it's not 100% perfect, it's not the best set ever, but they did do a good job with it, and I really want to give him credit. It looks nice. You couldn't get everything perfect, obviously. It's not the perfect set, but it is certainly great. But with that said, I will see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.